Hi, it's tutorial time. I have no idea how well this will work out because I haven't done a tutorial in forever, but I thought I would film a tutorial on how I close my sock toes. And if you can see it here, I do a 3-needle bind off on the inside of the sock. That's how I learned it 25 years ago, and that's still how I'm doing it. And it does not bother me at all in the front here. So I brought one sock that's finished to show you what it looks like in the end. It looks like this. And I brought 2 socks that are at the point where we will finish them off. So I can show you 2 different ways of how to get your stitches to the inside. So this sock can go away. So what we need is a pair of scissors, or, not use scissors if you want to. And here's my sock. I knit my socks on DPNs. So when I have finished the last round, it looks like this. And I'm going to show you the way I do it usually first. So that means this needle I don't need anymore because I only need 3 of my 5 needles in the end. So if I open it up like this, you can see that my yarn is in the middle here because that's the beginning of my row. So I'll just knit those 4 stitches on my left needle to be on the right needle. And now I have all 8 on this needle and still 2 needles in here. And these I just have to, pick up on the other needle. Now, here we go. This is what it should look like before I'm done. And I cut my yarn. I usually leave way too much here, but I mean, not leaving enough would be worse. So I leave a lot. And now here's what I do. I put my hand in the sock like this. This is usually on the inside because, you would knit here. I just pull it to be back here, out of the way. And then I get my needle and carefully tuck the tip in. And on the inside, I just hold it with my other hand. Now let's do this with the other needle. Carefully, don't drop any stitches. Put it to the inside. And then I hold my needles with my right hand and just pull the sock over. Now I have the needles almost where I should have them. Now, let's get the string out first. And then make sure you have 8 stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8. Hold them with your thumbnail, pull the needle carefully and flip it out. And then the same on the other needle. Just carefully pull. And yes, I have lost stitches like when I did this before. But the more often you do it, the less problems you will have. So this is what it looks like now. Stitches are on the inside. I'll just pick up a 3rd needle and I do a 3-needle bind off. Just, if you've never done a 3-needle bind off, this is what you do. You have 2 needles. You pick up 1 stitch from the front needle, 1 stitch from the back needle, and then you knit those 2 together. And then you pull them off. The 2nd stitch, knit together, and then you bind these stitches off from your right hand needle. So always 1 from the front, 1 from the back, and then do a normal bind off. Almost done. 2 stitches to go. It's always a good sign when you have the equal amount of stitches on both needles because that means you either lost 2 stitches, 1 from each needle, or no stitch at all, which is ideal. And then pull the loop, pull the yarn end through, and that's it. That's this first toe closed. I always have this looking like this. But I mean, when I weave in the ends, it's gone. You can't see this weird little elongated stitch here anymore. So turn it back inside out or outside in, whatever, inside out. And there you go. First sock finished. Looks like this, and this is a very secure finish here. I like this better than the Kitchener stitch, because Kitchener stitch is just basically a knit row. This here is like a reinforcement. And like I said, I don't care that there's this tiny seam. It doesn't bother me at all. So one sock down, one to go. And I'm gonna show you the way my friend does it. And it's supposedly easier. It's the same technique generally, but it's a bit different. So first we have the same problem. The yarn is in the middle of our row here. So I'm going to knit those 4 stitches. They are now on 1. Get rid of the needle. Oh. Then just get these stitches on the right or the left needle, it doesn't matter, just on 1. And now her technique is to basically fold the sock in. So I'm not sure if it's easier to have your stitches still on 4 needles or not. I never do it like this, but she says it's easier because you do not lose any stitches that way. So pull your thumb in, scrunch it up, and get the end of your sock to come out here. And you have your needles where they should be. And it looks the exact same as what I did. Just without the fiddly bit where you have to pull the stitches to the inside. So this is probably a lot easier, but I'm still going to do it the way I do it always. And now it's, 3 needle bind off time again. And then we're done. Again, for the 3 needle bind off, you use 1 stitch from the front needle, 1 stitch from the back needle. You knit those 2 together. And then you bind off your stitches like you normally would. This is easy, this version. I like it. It's probably easier when you have your stitches still on 4 needles because it's a bit more flexible. But ultimately, super easy. And the last stitch. Here we go. Pull a loop. Get your yarn end through the loop. Pull it tight. And that is it. Second sock finished. And here we go. This is how I close my socks. And like I said, it's how I learned to do it 25 years ago. It's still the way I do it because I actually really like this technique. It's a reinforced little bit, it's a seam, sort of. So if that bothers you, it might not be the way to do it for you. But I like the reinforcement it gives, and I don't actually notice the seam at all when I'm wearing my socks. So there you have it. That's my tutorial for today. Bye.